Hello, beautiful people. We are here once again in the studio to give you your daily dose of news trend. And you know how we do it. We bring you trendy news in and around the country. Welcome to News Trend.
I'm sure you must have read too where he was going when that happened. He was going for a fun thing, not as if he just needed to pull off.
Truth is going through a lot.
Very dark man in the do man.
I never believed the day would come where I would sit here to share my story.
And I know that you probably have seen this 30 days challenge, rant challenge. Have you done your own today? Have you ranted today? Because we have done our own rant challenge and we're going to be talking about it today. This rant challenge thing started, after the copper the copper who's serving in Lagos. Her name is Ushi Ugwamaye. When she ranted and insulted, in quotes, Tinumbu, and then there was a whole lot of hula balu and all that. We know what went down. And since then, people have been like, okay, we are going to do a rant challenge, a 30-day rant challenge, so that the government can see, can hear, not just see, hear the sufferings of the people. And since then, we've been having people ranting daily, and we are going to be showing you a couple of videos as we go along in this shoot today.
So guys, yesterday I made a video talking about the Nigerian government and how terrible President Tinubu is, and I was crying in the video. So 30 minutes ago I just received a call from the NYSC board, starting with the secretariat before the LGI, and for the secretariat for the NYSC secretariat, I'm going to attach what she said, some of the things she said, so you guys will hear.
Are you normal?
I wasn't insulting the president, ma. I was only asking for accountability.
Hold down that rubbish you put there.
Ma, are you threatening me?
Hold down that rubbish. You are not talking to your mate.
Ma, she called me and she was shouting and she was threatening me to take down the video. And I'm in my first mind, I'm like, wait, how did they get my phone number? And then I realized that every NYC copper has to fill a file with your phone number and your address. I'm like, these people actually have my house address and they know where I'm staying. And now they have started calling me first to threaten me. It is so bad that you can't even just speak up about the government because they feel like they have chains to hold you. You're already calling me to threaten me. And this is, I will literally attach what she said so you guys can hear. She was telling me that I was insulting the president. I never insulted the president. I said he's terrible. That is not an insult. It is a statement, and I did not go on and start saying, oh, Tinubu, you're this, you're that. I just said he's a terrible president. And it's okay for a body to identify that, okay, this person is actually terrible at their job. So why is it a problem that the NYC government, NYC secretariat, or NYC board will call me to threaten me? Like, why is that okay? That I can't speak up for something that is directly hurting me? Why is it okay that they will call me to threaten me under 24 hours that I made a video? Why can't Nigerians speak up? Why are they holding us in chains? Why do they feel like everything that we do, they have ways to control us? Let me tell you guys something, NYC board or whatever. If you guys have come together and you like, maybe you're not calling me one by one to threaten me, that's fine. You can do whatever you want to do. Because I know that you guys already have plans. The one that this one is calling me, the next person is calling me, that's fine. But now I'm putting it out here so you guys will see and you guys will know. NYSC, they have my house address and they are still calling me to threaten me. So in case anything happens, you will be very much aware where the problem started. Because I did not say anything I shouldn't have said. The Nigerian government are not doing anything about the inflation that is happening, and it's causing us to be very depressed. I am depressed and my bank account is going to zero and I still have to live every day. And I'm asking the Nigerian government to do something about the inflation, and instead of me to get a call and say, okay, we are working on it, I'm getting a call saying that, oh, you're very stupid, why did you do that to Tinubu, take down that video, you did this, you did that. I just want you guys to know that this is what the NYC board are doing, and in case anything happens to me, because they have my address, you guys know who to hold accountable.
You're welcome again to the program, sir.
Thank you so very much.
My able guest.
I'm adjusting myself for my own rants.
It's your rants.
For my own rants.
Okay, so before we even start showing other videos of other people's rants, what are you ranting about today?
Everything. As a business owner,
Mm.
I'm ready to rant. Not just about having to pay salaries and allowances, but the fact that
imagine.
even the salaries and allowances I'm paying, I know deep inside me that it covers nothing. I also want to rant over cost of electricity, both at home and in the office. I also want to rant
a
about
lot
cost
of
of
rants.
transportation.
Yes. And cost of food.
I also want to rant about what we see on the road. Whether it is dangerous driving, it is unwarranted delay or attack by policemen or other
Exactly.
security agencies. So many things to rant. The economy, generally. You know, the fact that it even appears to me that we don't even have a listening government. A government that is capable of soaking in pressure, soaking in our information and acting based on those information,
yes.
and not defending itself all of the time. You know, there is a way that somebody defends himself and you are so angry again, no? because of the defense.
Yes.
Because instead of okay, I've had you, let me go and look into this. It's a better way than saying, no, we've done all all the promises we made when we were campaigning. I've had some governors say it in 1 year of being in office, that they've overshot their promises to the people within 1 year. And I can't just understand
it. You can't feel
it.
the effect of that.
And then you are saying that to a citizen who is saying, I can't even eat. You know, so there are so many things to rant about. But in the end, my question is, how do you even rant? It's a big issue.
How do you rant?
Yes. Do you also do like the government and rant in an annoying manner? Because there is a way.
That's why it's called rant.
No. You can rant and somebody is willing to listen to you.
Okay. Some of the rants that I've seen, some are, some were of people who were even crying.
Yes,
so
but not abusive.
Not abusive, but
if you come to me and you say, you are a terrible employer, it's different from, I can't go back home today because that's ranting on its own, because I can't afford the cost of transportation. Because what you were paying me before would take me home. Now it doesn't even take me to the bus stop.
Wow.
It's ranting.
It's ranting as well. That's true.
Yeah, we have to keep ranting.
Yes.
Even in good economies, people are ranting. So I support the ranting. And like I said to somebody earlier, I can rant for 1 hour, non-stop, as I am now. I'm
sure the average Nigerian can do that as well.
I can rant the whole day because I'm even angry. I'm really, really angry.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to be showing you some of the videos. Take a look at this first one.
I was never going to say anything about this 30 days rant challenge because thinking about it, I felt like it was pouring water on a stone. Because I felt if after I come to say everything I want to say, nothing is going to come out of it. But my younger sister shared me. So I spoke to my younger sister this morning and she shared me a video. First off, she sent me a video. I was like, she can't watch TikTok in peace. That her FYP is full of 30 days rant challenge. And I was like, what did you see? And she was like, she has cried this morning. She and my mom had cried this morning. And I asked her, what did you see? And she told me she was going to share me a video on TikTok, which she did. And after watching that video, I I went to our chat and I saw where she asked me, do I know why she cried? And I asked her why. And she said, it's because she legit saw me in that video. I'm just 22. I know there are a lot of young people. I'm not complaining that I'm working too much or anything, but like, I'm 22. I'm studying law. I have to juggle a lot of jobs just to make ends meet. Some people think you're getting support from like a lot of people. No, support is not coming from anywhere. Like, I'm one of the persons, you know, when they say nobody's coming to save you, I'm one of those persons. Like, nobody's coming to save you. I braid, I run a shoe business, I do ushering for events, I work for events, I'm a visual assistant, I do legal writing and research. Like, I legit do like a lot of jobs just to make ends meet. Like, anywhere you can legit find like money's here, I'm there, because not necessarily for the passion anymore, but because of the necessity to meet ends meet. And you know one very funny thing about doing all this? At the end of the day, you come back tired, body aches, exhausted, and you have your books to study as a student. And at the end of the day, after all these jobs, you don't have anything to show for it. I'm on break. I can't go back home because I'm trying to cut costs. See how I can save up money, pay my rent. Rent is being increased. I have to rent is being increased. I have to think of, okay, feeding, and I'm calculating, okay, if I go back home, going back home, not like it is much better at home or anything. I'm ready to go back home because I don't want to have to like stress or bother about how things are going at home. Just trying to protect my peace, my sanity, because a lot of things are going on. But you know what? I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. But thank God has actually been providing and he has been helping. Because it's a lot, and I just pray God helps Nigeria, because bro, how am I supposed to bring my own child to this world? I have a younger sister who is going to school next month, and I just put together funds for her, for her studies, and I see what I'm going through as a student who has to like meet ends meet. And bro, I don't want that for my sister. I don't want her to have to go to school and start thinking that, okay, she has to work. I just want her to focus on her studies. But how can I do that when almost every price of everything keeps increasing? Light, like, units is so expensive. I can't even mention everything. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. After hearing my younger sister told me this morning, I just feel so bad that she has to see me work this hard at a very young age.
So in this video, we see this young lady complaining. She's practically weeping. because she says she does 4 jobs and she still can't make ends meet. She braids hair, she makes shoes, she does legal writing, and she's also a research person. She's also a virtual assistant. She's doing practically 4 jobs. I didn't know it was even possible to do that in Nigeria. I thought it's overseas that people do different jobs. She's doing 4 jobs and she's crying that she still can't make ends meet. She doesn't know where all the money is going. You know, after you remove transportation, remove feeding, there's really nothing left. And then we can't even talk about saving. What do you say about that?
It's a major issue in the country. And you recollect that I've always said this, and I'll keep saying it. Until the Naira gathers some value against the world's strongest currencies, we'll always be running, like they say, from pillar to post. Number 2 also is that one must be strategic when you want to launch yourself into the workplace. Strategic in what sense? Which sectors yield more results? You must be able to ask yourself that question and answer it sincerely and honestly, because it is not about the number of jobs, it is also how much do they bring in. I'm going to be 56 soon. 10, 15 years ago, even 20, I had promised my family, because they complain I work too hard. And even when we go on holiday, they are the ones who enjoy the holiday. Daddy doesn't enjoy the holiday. And I said, when I'm 50, I'll work less. Over 5 years after, I'm working harder.
Wow.
Because things are not the way they should just be. They are not the way they should be. We are paying so much for petrol. We are paying so much for electricity. We are paying so much to keep our cars on the road. We are paying so much for transportation, even when you go by public transport. Why? Everything is tied around the value of the Naira. Before this program, I revealed something or shared something in the office, and I said, about 3-4 years ago, when I had to buy Tokumbo absorbers for my car, 4 of them, 76,000. I needed to buy 2. And they said, let's go for a particular one from a particular country. I should have bought the 4. And they said, let's do 2. And 1 was 110,000 naira. So, what has happened? So even if I had made, say, 1 million this year, and the 4 years ago that I made the same 1 million,
1 million, yeah, it's not the
there
same
is a decrease in value.
Yes.
Some years back, and we are talking of about 2010, I went to the US and I went car hunting. And I saw online a Toyota 2008 model. It had a price tag of $9,500. Last year, 2024, I went online, the same car shop, and I checked a Toyota Corolla that was also like 2 years before then model, meaning that that's about 20 used anyway. And it still had a tag of $9,500.
Wow.
Meaning that there is a way of putting those things on the shelf for sale in the US. But what has happened in Nigeria? In 2010, when I was doing the buying, dollar was 125 naira. When I was checking the one in 2024, dollar was about 1,007. Almost 2,000 at that time. Let's say 1.8. So that is what is killing us. And that's why I've always advocated that in every ranting, in every protest, we must be strategic. Once we are not strategic, we are leaving ourselves very open to dangerous happenings. And that's why I'm an advocate of not increasing salary, but finding how to add value to the naira. Let me explain it. The least paid worker now, we are told, is earning 70,000.
70 or 77?
Well, 70. Then you now begin to grade and upgrade and look at what they call differentials and all the rest. So let's take 70,000 and bring it down to the value of the dollar at 1.5.
1.5.
So let's even say somebody is earning 75,000 and the dollar is 1.5. So if you convert that money to dollar, because people will say, no, in Nigeria we don't spend in dollar, but we think in dollar.
Yeah.
Everything we do, because we import most of the things that we deal with, we do it in dollar. Sis, I think that will get you about $200. Now imagine that we all sit down together as a nation, including labor unions, always agitating for more salary. And they become more effective. The government becomes effective and everything works well. And we go back to where we were before, where a dollar was a naira, 1 to 1.
1 to 1.
Then it means the average worker will be earning
like
$70,000. That's the meaning. So if I earn $70,000, how difficult will it be for me to even pick out $10,000 from it and buy a car? More so at that time when we are talking. A lot of things would have come down. But the kind of work we need to get there is a lot. That aside, to point number 4. A lot of people, and I say it, but that is where we have found ourselves, including yours truly. We are living above our means. Sincerely, that's what we are doing. We know how much we are earning, but we want to belong. Look at the ranter, the core member, right here. People have gone on to bring out our videos. You are complaining you are not making money. That's not an excuse for the government. I'm only saying for us as individuals also, because that shouldn't be government's business. Because if the naira add value, a Brazilian ear, how much do you people buy it now?
I do, sir. Look at my head.
A Brazilian ear that they buy for, is it 500,000 or 1 million?
Yes, I know that some are that expensive.
Yes.
Even above 1 million.
Exactly.
2 million, yes, I remember.
2
there
million.
are even some that are 2
so
million.
If Brazilian ear is 2 million now, and we bring down the value of the dollar, then we should not be talking of more than, say, $200, $300 to acquire it. And if somebody is earning $70,000 in our system, to buy something of $500 won't even be difficult for you.
Exactly.
So, but I'm saying generally that we aspire to things we can't even afford because we want to impress people. And in the process, we run into trouble. For instance, some people will tell you that it is a must, that they must have air conditioners on in the house. It's fine. It's good. But at what cost to your pocket?
The weather is hot.
Yes, the weather is hot.
Yeah.
But don't forget that there are some people who don't even have power in their homes at all because they can't even afford it. So we must also try to ensure that while we are piling pressure on government to do what is right, we also don't overshoot about it. Look at the lady. I don't know how she's carrying on now, but they've brought out her videos, Brazilian here, this, in parties, and all the rest.
But she can afford it. That's why she's buying it.
No, she can't. Explain it to me. How she raised money for that.
She didn't have to raise money for
Okay,
it. How do
uncle
you know?
will buy it for her. Then that uncle also is indulging that lady unduly. Because what you can't afford, which is luxury, not food, not the basics of life,
luxury.
which is food and shelter. What you can't afford, and so there was the year I bought the Camry, which I explained to some people close to me in the family who asked me. I could have bought a car that was worth much more. I said no. Because when that car stops, they will ask me to go and bring the parts from the US. Then that car is grounded for 3, 4, 5, 6 months for it to come. The cost. So sometimes you sit back and you ask yourself the question, are we even living right? Are we doing so? We should get to understand some basic things are not even for us to use. Basic, I'm saying basic. Some people see cars as status quo. But it's no longer so because it's now luxury. If your car is not bringing you the income that can maintain it, then it's luxury.
How would your car bring you the income that is maintained, except you are using it for Uber or something?
No. You don't need to use it for Uber. You can use it to run your business. For instance, you have a studio here. You need to move from point A to point B. You put your equipment inside. That is business. But if you decide that, that my friend on the island, and I'm on the mainland, as long as I've seen him or I've seen how.
Going to the island now is like going to London. You have to.
That's why sometimes
Before you think of the fuel that we get today.
That's why when people complain that they enter Dubai and the thing is doing shaky like shaky daddy in the malaria adverts stuff that we used to watch some years back. I asked them, do you think these Uber people make enough money to maintain their cars? They don't. And that's why you see them, they keep protesting all of the time. Maintaining a car now has gone beyond, I drive into the mechanic's place and through they do. No, it's gone beyond that. Simple things that you can quickly say, let me go to the mechanic. 3, let's do that. Even the car didn't get spoiled. To service a car now.
Yes.
No matter how small that car is, you need 40,000. Do Uber people make that much in a month as profits? That's why you see when they start, it's rosy because the cars are good. But by the time reality of a kind of road sets in, that reality will shock you because in 1 month they will need to go to the mechanic and the money they are spending is more than what they have made. Unfortunately, that's why I said we need to keep piling pressure on. But our roads are not good enough.
Exactly.
That's why when we bring in Tokumbo, it is then we discovered after driving it over there, some people go there to go and buy and they drive. It is when they bring it here that they know that the shock absorber is bad. Because the roads are good over there. So some things are just, like I said, I can rant the whole day. Things are not normal.
I agree.
Things are not normal. Okay. Somebody is earning 200,000. Let's say the two parents, they are earning 500,000. They have the one Babangida told us to do 4 kids.
Hey, 4 kids.
Maximum. There is
500,000. School fees.
Let us even assume that they earn 1 million between them. And they don't do any other thing. No. Nothing. They don't buy food in the house. They don't pay electricity bill. They don't do transportation. Every other thing is done for them. if you are looking for, because all of us are running away from the government school, we know who they are there, strikes and all the rest. You now go and put your child, you want to put your child in a private school. How much do you think you spend in a month on one? I mean, in per term. Let's say the whole year on each one.
For some courses, even their salaries combined cannot even pay the tuition.
So you can't even do it. But that is where those children must go. Because, and you now say we are not living above our means. But it's what is the reality is.
You see,
you don't want to send your children to
but
a
then
place.
it's a circumstance that has pushed you to it. Not because you are trying to, but because it is what is needed.
Exactly what I'm saying. That as we are doing our own part, the government should also help us. If the public schools are good, I will go there.
And there are no strikes, you know. You go 4 years, you leave 4 years.
I went to a public primary school, a public secondary school, public polytechnic. So, if they are good, why will I go and send my daughters to private primary schools, private secondary schools? I wanted all of them to go to public universities. But COVID came, strike came, and then I ended up pushing one into a private university. And for whoever knows the young lady, I'm not trying to run down that institution. I told her that you can't learn a quarter of what your mates in federal universities will learn in this university. And we are seeing it now. Because they are not even offering equality. They are just staying there to earn the money. No lecturers that have the kind of standard, no standard itself for the courses reading. So we can rant. We can say all of these things, and we still need to keep saying it. And the government should listen to us. The government should not make it look like everything that they do is perfect. Because that's the impression the government wants to create.
Yes,
you do something, people complain, and then you come out and you start abusing them.
Exactly.
That is not what Nigerians want. Nigerians want government that can show empathy. Government that can say, we understand where we are going.
Government that can put 1 million in each of our accounts. That's okay. You will go and stay 1 million.
But don't forget, the moment you do that 1 million, inflation sets in.
Yeah.
So everything is just, you have everything just in a circle that if you put it in a mix, we won't get this country right again. But when we are making our points, I'm still going back to that. We must make it in a way that even the deaf can hear us. Because when you make too much noise, when you write, and you write in an abusive manner, please don't forget that they will help you to put it in a bowl, shake it together, and stab it back to you. But let us engage ourselves in a manner that we can now say, okay, this is where we are going. Look at what happened some weeks back when the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, said they wanted to move both bands B and C to band A. I mean, this doesn't make sense. And if they do it at this time, then it means the government wants to kill the country.
Exactly.
Completely.
People are complaining seriously.
We are still complaining. And and the service that you are not even rendering,
exactly.
you want to. I quite understand it when they say some of the things that Nigerians say are not really the issues. For instance, I'm an advocate of reducing the number of vehicles in the convoy of elected public officials. Good. But I also know that it is not the number of those vehicles that is affecting the economy, because it is a small fraction of our problem.
Are you sure?
It is.
It will still...
And we can do the analysis. But you know what it does to us when they have a trim cabinet and a slim outlook. It gives us hope that these people are also listening to us and they are adjusting to what we want. It's not that we want anybody to be killed. It's not. I've been in some countries. For instance, I was in Zimbabwe during the lordship of the late president. And we were in the same traffic. He was driving himself.
Can you imagine? Hey, that cannot happen here now.
I was in South Africa. One of the days when we went for the games, the president drove himself. Alone, with just one security man beside him. And we make it look like there is a huge problem here when public officials don't go with 10, 20, 50 vehicles in their convoy. When they don't have 2 ambulances that can electrify a whole village in that convoy. These things don't make sense. But I'm just saying, see, I also believe in a trim cabinet, just have about 4 vehicles and go your way. As a governor, as a president, maybe maximum 10. But the number of even security personnel vehicles in some convoys, more than 40. Who wants to kill you? Who is after you? What we all want is a good country. But when you listen to the people, okay, these people are saying this convoy is too long. And they believe, whether in a wrong or right manner, that this is part of our problem. And you attend to it. It gives people some comfort that, yes, now we have a listening government. Some governors have done it in the past. Slim cabinet, slim convoy. You give people some sense of, okay, these people are listening to us. They are doing as we want. So it means they are not living above board. They are not living above the means of those of us who are funding the government. Because it's taxpayers that basically fund the government. So, but when you don't do that and you say you don't expect people to complain, there's a problem in that. We must keep ranting. It is not as if the abroad is better than here. No. When people work there, they complain. Even people who do 3, 4 jobs, they complain because the government itself, except those who work completely in the sector that is not captured fully by the government. Because the government also will know that this is the amount we are going to pay this person. And when we pay this person this amount, we collect this as tax. You must use this for transportation. You must use this for accommodation. Other amenities must be this. So you get something left in your account. Erroneously, a lot of our people here, because of the state of our economy, they believe those people, they are billionaires. Because when they send in £1,000,
yes, and you change it to naira, and
it's like, oh, wow, these people they are not.
They are not.
They are also complaining. It's just that their currency is stronger than us.
Yes.
And that is why we must find a solution to our own currency. Some people barely have $200-300 or pound in their account at the end of the month. They barely do. If that same 200 pound does not translate to about 2-3 million naira here, if it's still 200 naira, we look at them, we are mates. What are you doing
and
there that I'm not doing here?
And people will be rushing over there thinking that, manna is falling.
Can you imagine just today, NITCOM, that's the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, was telling us that as bad as we have had Libya is, in the last 3 months, they brought 957 Nigerians back home from prison there. Yet, some are. I'm telling you, and if we do our finding today, some are still leaving this country today for Libya. Today. Some are going to Iraq. A lady was arrested yesterday with some Nigerians here in Nigeria, heading for Iraq. The ladies taking them to Iraq. Hey. When my children annoy me, I will just tell them I'm traveling. They say, "Daddy, where are you going to?" I'll say, "I'm going to Iraq." They say, why Iraq of all countries? Yesterday, one of them came, they were on our family group, they were now chatting. I knew it was tending towards money. So I said, "Ladies, I'm going to travel over the next couple of weeks." So, Daddy, why are you traveling now? So after a while, one of them came behind to chat with you. I said, I'm going to the Middle East. So one of them came behind to chat with me. Don't you think that place is dangerous? Why must you go there? I asked, are you scared? He said, yes. He said, oh, but by the way, which place? Specifically, I said, I'm going to Gaza. Say, I say, it's journalism work. It's not, yet some people, despite all the danger, they are going in that direction.
Anywhere but
Nigeria. Because they are frustrated. It's a troubling situation. Very troubling.
It is troubling. At this point, I think we should just look at these 2 last videos.
You really don't know what people are going through because you see everybody dressed well, moving around. You think everybody's okay. Some people are just 1 minute away from depression. Some people are they just want to end it all. You don't know what people are going through in Nigeria. You don't know how people are suffering. Oh, maybe because you are in a good position, you can afford 3 square meal a day. You think every other person is all right. People are going through a lot.
This is the amount I have consumed under 3 months. This is the amount I have used under 3 months. The end of this thing now. These things are like, it's up to 10. In less than 3 months, I've used like 10 of these. This brand I used to buy before, I stopped buying it because it's expensive now. I stopped buying it because it's expensive now. This thing is like clocking 10k plus now. I went down to a relay. I went to price this thing. They're telling me 8k 75. 8k 75. I bought this thing last 4,500. 4,500 was the amount I bought this thing the last time. Then they're telling me this thing is 758k. The reason I left this one now, if they touch this one, this thing now has gone so high. I cannot even afford it. It's not even, before I don't used to think about buying. I used to just buy it anyhow. In the kitchen, I will have one. Upstairs, I will have one. In my bag, I have house one and outing one. Now I can only afford to buy one. I can only afford to buy only just one. This thing now is now so fucking expensive. Under 3 months, I have used like 10 of these. This thing now here now is like 100k plus everything here now. Under 3 months, this thing that used to be 800 before has gotten to 10k plus. Nigerian government, people, please. People should pity this brand, this Ventolin brand. I left this brand and went down to this Aeroline. Now this Aeroline now come the drag price with Ventolin. Aeroline now come the clock 758k. This one now I don't even know how much this one be because I don't even have the mind to kind of price this one that I even usually use. This one that I downgraded to is now expensive. Where I'll see money to buy the next one, I don't know. By the grace of God. Nigerian government, I beg. I don't even know how this thing just became so expensive like this. I cannot even afford this one. This is my own. I cannot even afford this thing.
For instance, in Nigeria, we shouldn't be importing steel now if we are serious about our lives. It's still the same thing we are doing. I've said it on this program before. I was on a flight on Emirates, and I was watching how they assemble the aircraft. It is being done in South Africa.
Wow.
When they take all the parts there, the major ones, South Africa will give them the chairs, the wires, and all the rest, and assemble in that place. Meaning that their own economy is growing. But they bring those planes to come and carry us from here to other parts of the world. We are paying without gaining anything. It's shameful. It's shameful. We have so many like that we need to start. Yes, there are some ministries that have not achieved as much as they should, like mining, because of insecurity. Bandits have overrun all the places where we could mine in huge quantities. But you can still see that the head of that ministry, Dr. Dele Alake, is creating certain platforms that can help to check some of these things. Like they have the mining corps now, which works with the police, the army, and all the rest to check these things. So we must see you making an effort. That's why this idea of President Bola Tinubu creating the Office of Special Advisor on Policy Coordination, for me, is a master stroke. And the lady handling it, she may not be in the mold of a shouting Amazon. But she speaks gently and talks to the heart of the matter. That's Adiza Bala Usman. Highly coordinated and very intelligent. That's why that office is important. Let people even sit with her and let us know. Questions should be asked. If as a minister you don't even understand where you're supposed to be heading, go and sit with people who have better understanding. People who can guide you and say, okay, this if people are going to assess you, these are the parameters. Have you met those parameters? The only place you see some ministers is in the media, making noise. Where they can add value to the government, they don't do so. They just keep gallivanting. So when people say they want to rant, I support them. Let us all rant. These people. And then, but when we are ranting, let us take them up on
real
quality.
issues.
And you know, you must not just wake up one day and then you go on social media and say, Minister so is a thief. What are the issues? Do you even understand what the issues are? Can we tackle these people based on reality? Okay. Let's look at interior, for instance. Interior has a lot of things under it. And one of it is the Nigeria Immigration Service. You have the Nigeria Customs Service. Those are two critical government agencies that people are looking at and monitoring. What are they doing? Are they doing their job well? Are they adding value? Now, we just read, in so many years, they've not had passport printing machines in some places outside this country, where we stand a good chance. Not as if it's a money-generating ministry. But when you print outside, you are earning dollar, you are earning pound, you are earning yen. Those places collapsed completely. All that people were interested in was sending people out to go and serve in those places so that they can bring returns to them. So we need to start following up on these people. We need to start putting pressure on them. The other time, NDLEA, that's the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, caught a man. I think that was 2018, or it was sentenced in 2019 to, I think, 3 years imprisonment and given an option of fine of 3 million naira. The same man has just been sentenced again because he paid the fine then and walked away and returned to the business. So for me, I'm also advocating we must go and change that law that will ensure that people don't get option of fines. Look at what is happening in NAFDAC. Those are the things that we should be going in to tackle. Not for us to just, we rant and we should keep ranting. I'm in support of it. Seriously, because I'm ranting now too.
Yes.
I'm a part of that system and I feel very bad that things are not working. But we should take people up, we should take institutions up based on certain parameters that are measurable. In Digo Online, we are fighting a cause now that I believe if we succeed in fighting, the people in the Southeast will be grateful to us. There is what they call the anti-kidnapping unit under the Imo State Police Command, just taking people on the streets for very flimsy reason, keeping them in cells 2-3 years, not going to court. And according to very credible information, killing some of them. Those are the things we should start. And that is why people who are sensitive and sensible are now saying, let us go and man a checkpoint at the point of entry of people that they are taking into the police. That's why they are saying so. Because that is where you start. The moment you put in bad eggs, people who have been convicted for this, who have been convicted for that, they go and then you have not started. The protest we have over NSAS, where are we today? Because the same set of guys who were in the SAS were returned into the police.
Exactly.
We didn't get them out.
Yes, we just
We didn't
changed
get them out. We just changed name. And what's in the name? I tell people, I'm Samson, and I'm also Shamsuddin. So I'm Muslim and Christian. Come and contest that with me. But does that name make me? It's not the name. It's the character that will make people. So there are basic things that we should be ranting about and fighting stridently. That's why I tell people. I was asked a question on a TV show. Will I vote for Omoyele Sowore as my president? And I said no. But I will continue to rant with him and fight his cause of a better Nigeria. Those are two different things. But people can't put issues together. They don't understand why one can be friends with Sowore, but not still support him to be president. There are two different things.
There are two different things, yes.
There are two different things. But you can't be oppressing us, and those of us that you are even oppressing who are shouting out, we are not shouting out fighting the right causes. I should be able to, I take up people who even work with the president on some issues. And I say, no, what you have said I disagree with. Because that is not what the people want. That's not what the person you are responding to is saying. Go and address the real issues. But we don't address the roots.
The real issues.
We don't address it. The other time, Nigeria Labour Congress said they are going on strike, and the next thing you have gone to do is to put off the national grid. You want to switch off power.
Yes.
Is that the issue? Is that the issue? You have gone to the villa to go and negotiate with the president. You came out with 70,000 naira minimum wage. Is that the issue? Is it for us to increase wages or for us to make the economy better? Now, they have gone, like I said, and which a lot of wise men said, to the same salary that they're giving you, they've taken back. You pay more for transport. You pay more for power. You pay more.
For everything.
We should address the real issues. Not to go and, it is what some people will call escapist policy that we do. We leave the issues and we begin to look for escape routes. When you run from a problem, it catches up with you. It's only a matter of time. When they were getting that minimum wage, I knew that those of us who are not getting minimum wage will pay for their sins. Because it's a sin as far as I'm concerned. For you to go and negotiate for minimum wage, where you know the government needs to earn more income. What they needed to do at that time was to sit down and say, how do we make the economy better? In the midst of all of this hardship, we have rebased our economy. Has it changed the fact that we are still in trouble? Rebasing the economy, what has it done to us? It has not changed the fact that dollar is still 1.5, 1.6. So we don't need to rebase. We need to make the economy good, sound. I'm not an economist, but I know that a lot of things that we are doing, we are just scratching the surface on the surface. Or like the Yoruba people will say, we are living leprosy. To go and be healing, what's lapa in English? Eczema. Leprosy is there. We are now working on eczema. So it's amazing. It's amazing. We should answer all of those things candidly. A lot of people know these things, but they don't want to face the reality. They know it. So when NLC comes out these days and say, "Hey, we are going to fight power," if government does not generate money from one source, it won't pay the salary of those people. It won't. Let us sit down. All these civil servants who are misleading their ministers, who are doing all of this, if we don't all sit down and be truthful to ourselves, we will sink this country deeper into trouble. Let's continue ranting, but let's rant the right way and on the right things.
You have heard though. Let's continue ranting though.
Yes,
30 days. We must rant, but let's rant constructively. Let's face the real issues. And let's not insult anybody, abuse anybody. Let's face the issues and keep ranting. Maybe by the time we are done for the 30 days, maybe, you know, the government can,
we should even keep it beyond 30 days. We should keep ranting.
Or we should keep ranting until we see a change, until things get better, until the government hears us, and not just hearing us, but does something about the situation of the country, because it is getting worse every day. And people are complaining.
And dying.
And, you know, people are complaining and dying. It is not easy at all. But at the end of it all, we say, God bless Nigeria. So please like this video and also share it to as many people who, you know, would like to join in the rant, and, you know, spread the word. Let people rant, because I don't want to believe that there are some people who don't know about this rant challenge. So if they don't know, please share this video to them and also tell them, let us do this together as one people, because Nigeria will survive. Nigeria must survive. It's our country. We have nowhere else to go. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications when we come out with new videos, and also follow us on all our social media handles at The Eagle Online. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.